it's Sarah here. I just wanted to do a little update, and it's been a few days. I think we're on day 9 of our challenge or something. I'm down about 2 inches in my waist and 2 pounds. My previous challenges I've lost about 10 pounds on, but right now I don't have that much left to lose. I'm really focusing on losing more body fat and toning. So I know a lot of people are down 8 pounds, 6 pounds, 5 pounds. Like I said, we just have about 74 people in the past 3 weeks join up on my team's challenge. So real quick too, I wanted to give a little shout out. You know who you are. This last pay period just ended, and I met this girl. She's lost over 50 pounds, and like, her story is phenomenal. She joined up underneath me on my team. We became best friends, co-workers. She's getting her integrative nutrition degree, so she's going to be a holistic health coach. And last night she was able to pin silver, which means she gets roughly about an extra $12,800 a year. You could definitely make more than that, but that's usually about the average. But usually it takes about 14 months for a person to get that. And she started the business side probably in December-ish. So that's, she's on fire. Let's just say that. Brittany, I'm so proud of you. And she's also one of the other coaches you've seen in this group. So with that being said, let's get to it. A lot of people wonder too, they don't know much about supplementation. I didn't either. I've taken everything in the book. I've taken every thermogenic, every protein. Somehow I ended up in the ER. I'm still alive today, so they're not going to kill you, but the reason why I go with Advocare is because Advocare is safe and it's effective. So, and it makes me feel good. It wasn't just about I want to get skinny. It was about my energy levels are up. My blood sugars are regulated. I have an iron deficiency, so when I take all these supplements, I feel energetic. When I don't take them, you could ask anyone, they could tell. So we also go through an outside, there's a reason why we're not in Walmart and GNC too, is we also go through an outside company that's not biased towards Advocare, and it reviews supplements such as the salt. You've probably heard of that one. And what they do is they go through all the supplements, and you'll have a stamp on your product box. And it's called Informed Choice. And what it does is it tests all these items for banned substances and harmful substances so that it's safe for college football players, people in the Air Force, anything. You're not going to fail a drug test, and you know what's going in your body. So I know a lot of people worried about safety with supplements. And another thing too, you're most likely to die in a car wreck than get harmed by supplements, unless you're taking unsafe ones, which there are some out there, sadly. So now let's get to it. I'm going to show you my fridge tour. A lot of people always ask me, Sarah, what do you eat? That's usually the inbox message that I get the most, is how I'm eating and what I've done to lose weight. I'll give you a little background on my story too. Grew up with kind of the white picket fence. My parents were very supportive of I have a twin sister. She looks just like me, double trouble literally, and very supportive. We played every sport. I played volleyball, soccer, softball, track, basketball, whatever, the list goes on. And then I was Little Miss involved. I was involved in everything and had straight A's all throughout high school. So therefore, it's like I can't complain. Well, at the end of my senior year, I had a pretty traumatic event happen, and then it kind of carried over into college, and then I had another very traumatic event happen to me. Whenever that happened, it shook me to my core. And I'm talking about, like, I was so depressed I couldn't get out of bed. I was on a high dosage of antidepressants because the doctors wouldn't even believe me. I'd tell them and show them my prescription, and they would question it. So I was on that. I was in therapy and everything, and then it finally got to a point one day, and with the help of my twin sister, really seeing how I was affecting her. I was out till 6 o'clock in the morning on pool tables, dancing. I was a little wild child, just drinking to forget. Yeah, I am open about this, and I'm putting this all out there because I know many people have been there, and I'm not ashamed of my past, and I'm able to share that with you because I know it'll help people, and people will see that I was once at the lowest of the low, and now I'm happy, and I have a life worth living, and I'm living my dreams, and so you can too. So with that being said, I just got tired, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to be a survivor of this situation. I want to be a thriver. I want to be able to soak every essence and thing I could get out of my life. And I'm tired of living by what has happened to me. And then I realized the more I dug and reflected, it wasn't even what happened to me. It was how it made me feel about myself. It made me hate myself. It made me feel like I wasn't good enough. So whenever I started eating healthier and started running, I realized, wow, I just did 3 miles. I thought I could only do 2 miles. Then I did 5. Then I did 15 miles. Then I was able to do a whole marathon. And that's why I actually have it tattooed on me, 26.2, because you know what? I'm trying to qualify for Boston right now, but that marathon was more than a marathon to me. That was a second chance at life. That was me finishing, and I'm going to try not to tear up. Sorry, I get emotional. When I crossed that finish line, like, I never thought where I was that I could go from doing that to running 26.2 miles, that I could do it. Like, you could do anything, guys. That was my chance of saying, you know what, Sarah, here's the beautiful life in front of you. Go get it. Go run and you grab it. So I just wanted to put that out there. And I had gone from 118 pounds, like I said, all the way up to 155 pounds in college. It didn't help that I lived in New Orleans and we were out partying. But so on my frame, I'm like 132 right now. So imagine about 20-something pounds added to this. No, I was not fat or obese, but like a friend thought I was pregnant. Another girl said I was like a chunky monkey. So I had nicknames even, guys. It was rough. And I'm being honest, like, I've been there. And when I started realizing, like, I got tired. Like, so many people are hard on you already. Why are we hating ourselves? So when I really started feeling, like, looking at that and saying, you know what, I didn't deserve this. I am a good person. Look how much, like, I just started to push and really focus and nurture my body. Then I started healing, and I was able to get off those antidepressants. That dosage, gone. I was able to get out of therapy and all that. And then now I'm able to do this as a living, helping others, which is fantastic. So I use the same words a lot. Just excuse that. So let's get to the fridge tour before I take up all day. I also live with my dad right now since I'm in grad school. And since I'm in grad school too, I also want to do a new fun fact about, I'm in grad school for counseling, and I want to also do a nutrition portion of that. So I'm going to focus on people with eating disorders and who's obsessed with food, binge eating, all that stuff, and really focus on that, but also give them that nutrition aspect to reintroduce food to them in healthy ways so that they view food as fuel. So that's kind of my philosophy behind all this. So before you trainers jump on me, if I was competing in a bikini competition, I would be eating differently. I would be eating a lot more lean protein, stuff like that, which is what I'm going to get to with, after I show you this, my lifestyle change I've decided to make. So I don't drink dairy or milk anymore. I'm not really a big milk eater, sorry. So I don't like milk regardless. But also I don't eat a lot of chocolate. But this dark chocolate, whenever it's, you know, your girl time of the month, is great. And then I use the vanilla one. I put it in my veggie protein because it tastes so bad. I just need some kind of flavor with that. Let's see what else. I have my hummus. I'm gonna start trying to post recipes for you guys too. I make my own hummus, and it probably fills up to all the way to here. I've just been eating it a lot. I keep stuttering in this video. So this whole thing probably costs $2 to make. And like I said, I live with my dad, so there's beer down there. It's not mine. Don't try to call me out. Cauliflower, Greek yogurt. I love ice cream. That's my vice. So if you put ice cream in front of me, it is very hard for me to turn down. So what I do is I freeze Greek yogurt, or I just eat it like this. And I went through all the nutrition facts. This Greek yogurt's awesome, but the sugar is really high. This one is 100 calories. I don't count calories unless I'm under eating. But this only has 9 grams of sugar. A lot of people who are competing do like 30 grams of sugar a day, if I'm right. But and most people are like, why does she care about sugar? Well, a lot of girls who carry our fat, especially in here, because sugar is a toxin, and that's where it all turns into fat and stuff. So that's why we got all those muffin tops, ladies. Then also use regular Greek chobani. I'm a big Mexican eater too. Actually, I'm just an eater in general, but this I use to replace sour cream. And the butter is my dad. I don't touch butter. Then I have my carrots, my cucumbers, my grapes, my kiwis, which are cute little baby oranges, pears, and then I like meal prepping. Kind of freaks me out a little bit. So what I do is, like, if I have green beans sitting there 3 days, I get kind of like, that's gross. Well, my hair's like all frizzy back here, whatever. So I have peaches, kiwis, apples, pears, oranges, And this way I could just grab and go, and it's easy, and you're less likely to run to McDonald's to get that quick fix or stuff like that. So if I'm starving, I just grab one of these. I'll also do that with my veggies. So I put all my raw veggies in here and I'll wash them so it's just easy to grab and go. Another thing, I try to swap out one meal a day with a green smoothie, which is usually for breakfast. And this looks gross, but I promise you it's so good. This is straight up nutrients. It extracts all that out and it goes straight into, it's very potent. And this has a lot of lemon juice and stuff in it. It has apples, pears, oranges, and spinach and kale, I think. But it looks gross, but I promise you it tastes good if you get the right recipe. I might post my recipe later too, just to kind of give you guys some stuff to experiment with. I'm usually very plain because I'm not a good cook, so these are all my greens and stuff. I went to the good old Wally World last night, and I promise you, number one, I hate going to Walmart because I think it's so gross, like with their produce. They had flies all over it. I literally had to dig for stuff. Yes, it was like April 2nd. I went April 2nd to Walmart. All their veggies had expired April 1st. It was gross. So I had to dig around for that. So usually I have a lot more greens, which is why I'm going to join a co-op in New Orleans, which is $100 a month. And then I'll be able to get a flat of fruits and veggies that are locally grown without pesticides and are all organic. It saves you a lot of money, believe it or not. I use lemon juice, and I don't use ranch or anything as dressing or olive oil. I use a little bit of vinegar, but now I also use this raspberry vinaigrette dressing to change it up because sometimes you could just get so sick of eating the same thing over and over. That's awesome. A lot of people wonder too what I mean by no salt seasoning, and a lot of you know this. I don't think you're stupid, I promise. Is the Mrs. Dash. This one's the Fiesta Lime, okay? This one's fantastic. There's so many different flavors, but this is my new favorite right now. I'll put it on eggs and everything. So this has no salt in it, and you can use as much as you want. And then you won't get bloated after. This kind of goes, I guess, right now into my lifestyle change, is that I'm trying to be a raw vegan. Probably not going to happen because it is really difficult, but what I'm going to do is try to be it 70% of the time. So when I go to restaurants and stuff, I'll choose a healthy option. I don't have to worry. Because I don't want to go completely raw for personal reasons, and I'm still researching it and reading books and documentaries and stuff, but raw vegan is basically the majority. It's all fruits and veggies and a little bit of seeds and nuts, not cooked, because when you cook, it extracts the nutrients. So that's my personal choice. I'm not saying everyone has to do this. It's just I want to see how it makes my body feel and stuff like that, as I've heard such good things about it. So 70% of the time I'm going to do that. Now, with that being said, I no longer really touch red meat or chicken. So what I do is, since I did live with my dad, I don't really have a lot of space. All that's his stuff. But I don't touch, like I said, chicken or red meat. But I will do flounder, salmon, shrimp, ask edamame in there. So that's pretty much, and then the tuna, the low sodium like tuna packets. So that's pretty much the only meat per se I'll touch. So, and then also in here, everyone always asks me about what I keep posting on Instagram about this, is flaxseed. This is a great source of omega-3s, and chia seeds, they're both great sources of fibers and omega-3s. These I put in my water, this on top of like my Greek yogurt and stuff. This forms a little bit of clear like gelatin around it when you put it in your water, but it's tasteless, so it's awesome. It was kind of like the Aztec superfood, so they would take it and they run, and since I'm an endurance runner, this is like my thing, you know. Try it. The fibers, that's where you want to get your fiber from too. That's pretty much it for my fridge tour. Sorry this video has been scattered and stuff, but I really just wanted to address those things and just check in with you and be a little honest, because it's not fair for me to coach you and tell you what to do if you don't know anything about me. So I figured if I was raw and just very honest with you guys, you would kind of see where I'm coming from, and that why I put health first and why it's such a big deal to me. It wasn't just I want to get skinny for spring break. It was more than that. It was for a second chance at life. So hope this helped you. Bye.